Hollywood and celebrities are concerned, in comes brother billionaire being tied. Wait, just when you think you've heard it all, Aaliyah, Didi, and Foxy Brown. Picture your name in the Epstein files. You're a cruel celebrity with a less front. Come on, let me expose you. Okay, that was silly. That was silly. That was my ADHD moment. But I don't know. The song just came to mind. But on a serious note, so it is actually being reported that brother billionaire, also I like to call him the title swindler, is being named in the Epstein files together with his bestie Pusha T. And honestly, at this point, I do not know if I have to be fake surprised, if I have to be fake shocked, if I like, I don't know what stance I'm expected to have. But with time, I've, realized that in as far as the entertainment industry is concerned, a lot of things are intertwined and a lot of people really do business together. And when I say business, I don't just mean proper business, I do mean also shady business, behind the scenes business, owing each other party favors business, and, business of that sort, the dealer type of business. I've kind of grown to notice that, yeah, it's almost like, it's a whole world where weird things are constantly done. That's what I'm just gonna say. I've come to realize that it's a very dirty industry. It's an industry where, if I were to ever have children, I don't think I would ever want them to have anything to do with that industry, because the amount of things, absolutely insane. But anyway, these two were named together with other prominent figures, including Trump. Trump was also mentioned in that, and I think Elon Musk somehow also was also mentioned in those files. And it's chaos on Twitter. It's really chaos, with some people feeling like, well, let's see you guys scrutinize your favorites the way that you scrutinize everyone else. And some people are also just making excuses for the title swindler. You guys know that they love him dearly, and others defend him by virtue of him being married to their favorite, which is Beyonce. And now people are beginning to cloak that maybe him marrying Beyonce, knowing how much people adored and loved her, was a very calculated move, because look at how protected and look at how much he gets defended, even when people question a lot of things surrounding him. So, because he's married to Beyonce, you see a lot of people viewing him in the sense that, well, he can never do any wrong. And that's exactly what I'm witnessing on Twitter. And the hypocrisy that I've been seeing all over the place, I'm like, it's crazy. Now, let's talk about the celebrities that haven't reacted to this. First of all, Ibro. Ibro wants to make it seem like he's one of those people that are unbiased, one of those people that are good at speaking up. I saw Rosenberg, I saw Vlad, I saw Ibro. Yeah, they had very loud mouths this past week. And I kind of have been expecting them to say something about Brother Billionaire, and it's been crickets. It has been crickets. They haven't said anything about the news that came out. So my question is, all these celebrities that have got energy to call out any and other, any, and every person, even calling out wives that work in the industry for crimes or alleged crimes of their husbands that are not even part of the entertainment industry. You guys have got so much mouth for that. Let's see you having this type of energy for this as well. I mean, just recently I spoke about how the Democrats were quick to say Nicki is married to an ex offender. Okay, what about Beyonce? Beyonce, who was just speaking at your rally? Are you also guys going to keep on the same thing? Are you guys going to keep the same thing? And I'm also waiting for them to call out Trump, because I know they will. Are they going to keep the same energy for everybody who was mentioned in those files, or is it going to be selective? At this point, I just feel like if you choose to walk in delusion, if you choose to be brainwashed by these people, at this point, it's a choice. Like, at this point, it's truly a choice. Because they're not even trying to hide the propaganda anymore. There is no shame whatsoever. None whatsoever. And the ones that are really making me weak in the knees are those that are believing that, in fact, Trump and Elon had, it's true. The Elon and the Trump part of that file is true, but the Jay-Z and the Pusha T part of that is not true. Those ones, I'm just like, at least if you're going to debunk and deny everything, deny for everybody. That's the part that I just don't understand. How can you say that the same documents are true for one person, but when it comes to another person, they cannot be true? Well, because you like them and because they are married to Beyonce. I mean, at this point, I'm just like, guys, what's going on with us? What's up? What's tea? Because we're beginning to sound more and more slow by each day. And also the other side, there are those that are not. I haven't seen many of those, actually, to be honest. I haven't seen any from the other side saying that, well, the Trump part is a lie, but the Jay-Z part is true. No, actually, I haven't. And I actually have to commend the Babs for that, because you guys are not sounding ridiculous. Because I would have had no problem calling you out if you guys had started now saying that, well, the Trump part is a lie, but the Jay-Z part is the truth. Fortunate enough, the Babs are smart enough to know how ridiculous that sounds. As for the other side, I'm just still baffled. I am surprised. And I am just like, there's gotta be some black or dark magic there, because I refuse to believe that an entire people can be this dense. Are you guys under a spell? I am not the one to subscribe to conspiracy theories, but now I'm beginning to think that there's some witchcraft happening, because it's not possible that an entire people can be blinded by one person like this. I've never seen such a thing. Now, the rumors and the conspiracy theories, you know how we were kids when they used to say these things about, oh, this one is a witch, this one is that, this one is a queen in the waters, this one is this. And now, because you cannot, I'm failing to get any logical reason why people would continue being this way over a person. Logically, I cannot find a reason. Logically, I cannot find a reason why people cannot see or call out the hypocrisy. TMZ is yet to report about the story, but they were the first publication to talk about the Trump situation, him being in the files. But up to now, at least now when I'm recording this, they still haven't said anything about Brother Billionaire or Pusha T being also in those files. And what continuously baffles me is how people act like they don't see what's happening. The neighborhood talk, they decided to post that, and I was like, oh, finally. Okay, that's interesting. And then the Shade Room did something that I'm just thinking, like, there's no way you guys are allowing these media platforms to play on your top like this. They initially posted the story, and then within a couple of minutes, they took it down. And what did they do? They deflected using who? Nicki Minaj. And did this lady not say this thing? That whenever you hear that there's something negative or a lawsuit or something that's about to happen in as far as Brother Billionaire is concerned, Will Smith will come out, they will post some sensational news about me, referring to herself, Nicki Minaj, or they will announce that a certain rapper passed away, or another, I don't remember the other thing that she said would happen. And I in real time watched the Shade Room do exactly that. After they realized that the comments were dragging Jay-Z by his left front, they removed the post. And they posted Waka saying something about Nicki Minaj. And then later it was an announcement about a rapper who passed away. Ah, may you be delivered. That's all I'm just gonna say. Because clearly, right now, no amount of us trying to make you see what's going on is ever going to open your eyes. And at some point, I don't know, maybe just darkness aligns with the other darkness. Because no sane person can tell me they don't see the hypocrisy that is going on. Somebody was even asking if Lauren is going to reach out to Jay-Z or Pusha T, as she likes to do. Oh, I reached out to this person's team. Are you gonna do that, Lauren? And then she cries, the Bub says this, the Bub said that I'm not covering certain people. This is what we're talking about. And when people cloak you for that, you suddenly become a victim. And the fact that you do it so shamelessly, it hurts my heart, man. Like, it's just so sad. But let me know in the comment section, you guys, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that since he likes to sue, he's going to be suing for the mention of his name? I also saw a group of people. Now, all of a sudden, people want to be logical. People want to think and scrutinize. But when it's other people, they don't care about thinking and scrutinizing situations. When it's other people and it's headlines pertaining to people they don't like, they run with the sensationalism, they run with the narratives without even checking. And when you try to make them see the light, they act like they don't care about that. As long as TMZ wrote a headline that says that, that's all they care about. But all of a sudden now they've become critical thinkers. They are saying that, well, the time frame does not match. They are saying that, well, the timelines are not making sense because he wasn't a mogul at that time. So there is no way that he would have rubbed shoulders with Epstein. Despite a lot of pictorial evidence that ties Brother Billionaire with other rich men way before he became a billionaire. And other people were counter arguing, saying that, well, in that year, the specific year, that's when he released his own album under his own record label. And if you know anything about his history, this man has allegedly, back in the day, pushed substances that cannot be mentioned. So, what are the odds that, well, as part of his supply, he would have rubbed shoulders with these people? Okay, people are asking such questions like, so is there a possibility that whilst he was moving and peddling substances that cannot be mentioned, he ended up rubbing shoulders with these people? And people are asking the important questions. Some people, well, not everyone, not the masses, the intelligent people are asking questions. And some are saying, what are the odds that the funding, the initial injection of capital, he could have gotten or obtained through such connections? Okay, let's put the intellects aside. There are other people that do believe in whatever that lady Sloan Bella does. Is that palm reading? What is that? I'm sorry, I don't know what that is, but there's some fortune telling that's happening with her, and people are like, she said that she clocked it before. She said that 2026 Brother Billionaire was gonna be exposed, and some people have said that that lady, what she says about celebrities, really, it's not that she's a fortune teller. Some people have been alleging that she might actually be an agent. She might be an insider who's just using this as a cover up of, oh, I'm reading palms or I'm fortune telling, when she knows what's going on behind the scenes. But anyway, this is such a disaster as we await for the celebrities to come together in arms and speak up and debunk the Charlemagnes of this world, the Joe Biden of this world. Let's see the moral ground that they claim to have. These morally high people, these black men that speak up for what's right, that had so much energy for a woman choosing to support a political party that she wants. Where are they? For me, what angers me is the fact that they don't even try to hide the bias. For me, that's the part that really just bothers me. Like, wow, no shame. And the fact that people never hold them accountable as well. Yeah, it's interesting. But anyway, that being said, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Yesterday I wanted to talk about Doja Cat. So there is word on the street that Mahlamini is probably going to get shelved, seeing that her previous album didn't do very well, and her tour really, it's not having so much hype, and so people have kind of been alleging that well there are talks behind the scene that Mahlamini might be shelved, and this doesn't come as a surprise to me because like I said, I do feel like it's not a Mahlamini issue, but it's an issue of the female rap industry or the female rap genre as a whole because I mean we've all been seeing how since it became so politicized and since it became about who do you know to get an award, who do you know to get recognition, everything is kind of gone down. And this was bound to happen. People don't care about it as much as they did, unless, of course, they're using the other gaddies as a jab to Nicki Minaj. So if you're not directly tied to Nicki Minaj, or if you're not directly an opponent of Nicki Minaj, no one is going to give you any attention. Like I always say, Nicki is the stimulus of that genre. And that's the reason why you see a lot of these girls position themselves in some form of way to be close to Nicki Minaj, whether in a positive manner or in a negative manner. You guys remember when Paprika Spice was coming out? When she aligned herself with Nicki Minaj, she got the attention because of the proximity that she had. People kind of hyped her, and her brand looked bigger than what it actually was because of the way she aligned herself with Nicki Minaj. But when they fell out, that was the end of the hype. Lottery Ticket, on the other hand, decided to take the other side. When she had that back and forth with Nicki Minaj, they propelled her or they hyped her to such an effect that she began to feel like her brand was bigger than what it actually was. This always happens. Let's talk about Bongo 2. Bongo 2, when she first came out and she was aligned with Nicki Minaj, she got the hype that even managed for her to get the attention of the likes of Brother Billionaire. When she fell out with Nicki Minaj, they loved her because of the fallout. When Nicki stopped addressing her, the hype kind of went down. That's when she was doing the Cobra song. What was the name? Not the His one. Remember, she first came out with the song when she was dissing Patterson Fontaine. It flopped. Nobody cares. She did Traumas in. Nobody cared. And then when she decided to go back to poking Nicki Minaj through His and Nicki responded, she kind of got a boost, okay, in as far as the hype and the brand is concerned. But as soon as the His era was over, nobody cared. People went back to normal. And the other acts that she tried to release, the other hype, it wasn't really giving. At Vovo BBL, it's the same thing. The only moment that people bring her up is when they're trying to spite Nicki Minaj or when they have a back and forth. That's when people pay attention to her. So at the end of the day, Doja Cat didn't come directly as an opponent of Nicki Minaj. When she first came out, she came out as a son of Nicki Minaj. She came out trying to say, I'm paying homage to her, and only for her to later on avoid mentioning Nicki. She was snaky in her ways, and you can't make it in the music industry, especially in the female rap space with that attitude. You have to be direct with your shade. I do believe that if she was willing to be directly against Nicki Minaj, if she had that audacity, if she wasn't snaky in her doings, she would have probably gotten some bigger recognition than what she got. So really, I'm not surprised that this is what's going on. Jade Tavia, it was the same thing when she was aligning herself with Nicki Minaj. It was all roses. When City Cinderella came out, people were not sure if the two are still effing with each other or not. So people kind of hyped it up. But when it came out that they were not together, the same thing happened. So, I mean, at this point, just close the genre, okay? Let's just make it a Nicki genre because without her, there is no female rap, clearly. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let's talk about this Democrat lady that was so willing to talk smack about Nicki Minaj and her music. And, she was like, I don't resonate with her music. I don't even like her music. And the interviewer was like, okay, which one of her songs particularly? And she said, WAP. And this this is what gets me. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Anybody who says what Nicki Minaj stands for and represents doesn't even know that lady's catalog. Because I can count on my hand the amount of songs that are controversial in a sexual way that she ever made. I'm talking about Nicki Minaj. If you knew anything about her music, you would know that her catalog is so diverse to the point where majority of her songs are actually not even that explicit in as far as my hoo my hoo my hoo. She's not that artist, and that's how I know that people don't even know what they're talking about. You're telling me a lady who has dear old Nicki on her catalog, a lady who has pills and potions, a lady who has starships, a lady who has, like, I'm just like, you don't even know what you're talking about. How many of Nicki Minaj songs that are popular are actually about her hoo ha as the core principle? She might throw in my hoo ha this here and there, but it's not the core of the song. But anyway, let me know in the comment section if you guys saw that. And thank you very much, you guys, for watching. And thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, smash that subscribe button. And do turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I post. Last time, you guys didn't suggest to me where you think our podcast should be hosted. And do you want it to strictly be about female rap, or do you want us to dabble into other things? Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Until my next one, see you.